Yes, Thais. So we've been talking about this topic for a long time. I mean, and we all can conclude that it starts from the beginning, from the education. However, there is a very important topic also that we can only talk about anecdotal experiences because we don't have data.
Yeah, exactly.
So, which is the reason also why we are making the mapping of the cultural and creative industries. So, what's your point on this?
You know, I think for any development of any industry, it starts with creating a foundation, having the right people in the right positions, and that starts with education, right? And I think something that is very important for the creative industries is that the community has to support the industry,
It really
right?
needs to.
If the community does not support the industry, right, we're going to focus on having the tourists
As a
support
mindful.
the industry.
Yeah.
But for it to be sustainable, it has to live within the community.
Within
and I
the
think,
community.
through education, and especially if we want to stimulate our young people to also work in this industry, it starts with education, and that starts at a young age.
Yes, and definitely. And before that, we have to elevate our education system so it's going to be out of par for what we are looking after for with the CCIs.
Exactly.
I mean, right now we are not offering enough on a level that we can have a very sustainable future for the CCIs.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to focus on the 21st, second century skills,
Yes.
communications, marketing, personal development, decision-making
Critical
tools,
thinking,
critical thinking,
creativity,
because it's
innovation.
very important
Yes.
in this field.
Yes.
It's not only to be able to create, but it's also how you're going to manage
Yes.
your skills and how you're going to sell yourself and make a living out of it.
Exactly.
You know, it's very important to focus on those tools too.
Yes. One thing I think is very important for us to remember is the way that our system has promoted our students to basically replicate everything. We
Yeah.
memorize,
Follow.
we don't create. So it's not in our nature to stimulate our young people, our students, to be able to create and to innovate as well. And that is one of the core elements of the creative industries, right? So I think it also will require us to rethink our strategy, our vision towards education, and how that will match in the future jobs that the creative industries will also foster. You mentioned creative or having those skill sets or having the 21st century skill set, which is also very important as a foundation for stimulating the creative industries, because most of these jobs
Requires
the essence of these jobs, whether you're a painter, a baker, a videographer, it's all in creation, right? And
Yeah.
if our education is not focused on that
Those
creation,
things.
and if we as a community don't encourage our students to also work in these fields, right? Because it's also a stigma, right? We have to
Yes.
acknowledge that the Aruban community, or the way that we were raised, we were also
conditioned that
conditioned
this
to
is
believe
not
it's only
something
becoming a
you can
doctor, a
live
lawyer
with.
is
And we
the
do have
achievement that we would like to see. But being a creator, being an artist, being
It's
a
okay
baker
too.
is also okay.
I mean, we know many people in the field that either they studied or study something else and became something else in the long run. I mean, we all know Gilbert Sanchi, for instance. So far I know he studied to be an economist, and then poof, out
Later
of a
in
sudden
life, he became a sculptor.
A sculptor. We have many of his sculptures all around the island.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And we have also who else? Suline Koevermans with such amazing paintings. And on the side we have
Making
also
a living out of it.
making a living out of it. I was talking to her the other day, and she was telling me, you know what? In this field, I'm talking for herself. She was telling me she uses about 30% of her time in creating, and the other 70% she was responding emails, having her creation videoed, TikTok,
Marketing, social media.
everything, and it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
So it's not the perception that everybody's painting the whole day. I mean,
Yes.
that's part of the job
They're
also.
managing their business. And I
It
think
is a
that is
business.
also the misconstruction of, okay, having a career in the creative field means that it's only fun and games, right? It's only sitting there and painting the entire day and you're in your own world. But it's also marketing. It's having strategies in place, having business partners, having meetings, right? So
Yeah.
there is a creative
Process to it.
foundation to it, but it requires having the education and knowing how to manage your business, how to financially also survive from having your craft, having strategies in place on how to stay connected with your
customers,
with your customers, your art, your
and you constantly need customers, so
community.
you have to continue on the side also while you're working on your craft. You have to keep looking for more businesses.
Yeah.
And we also have other persons here on the island. You have Ken Wolf, he is doing amazing. You have Ranchi de Cuba with amazing designs, and he's selling his clothes as well. I don't know who else we can mention right now. There are so much.
I think what is also really nice is to see the diversity of the skill set as well, and which makes the industry very interesting. Because there is a place for everyone, right?
Everybody.
And it also provides a place not only for women but for young adults, for the elderly, for migrants, for
women, and
right. So I think that is
disabilities.
also something that we can carry through in our in the conversation of, okay, what do we want to achieve with the creative industries and what kind of education will that require for us to focus on? And it will, we are shifting. So we are in a place right now where we are transitioning. So investing in education is the key.
Yes, definitely. And we need to focus also what we want in the future. I mean, right now, Aruba is facing a shortage of employees, and maybe we can tackle it. We can tackle it from now.
So, what kind of education would we need?
Yes.
How do we
foster
environments to be able to stimulate this, and how can we bridge that gap?
Yes.
What do you think about it?
Let me know. Let us know.